الله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, first we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again. Allah has granted us the tawfiq and the ability to perform our Maghrib Salaah wal Jama'ah. Alhamdulillah, we make dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our Salah wal Jama'ah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us sincerity and istiqamah. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. This evening, inshallah, we continue with our Tafsir of Surah Al-Qadr. As we've mentioned last week, the reason for revelation, according to some Mufassirun, is when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam informed the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'een about a person in the past from the Bani Israel who used to spend for 80 years consecutively. He was in jihad. He never laid down his weapons. So in the daytime, according to one narration, in the daytime he used to fight in the path of Allah. And in the evening he used to spend it in worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was his routine. Imagine for over 80 years fighting in jihad. The evenings he spent in salah, in qiyam, in worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, when they were amazed by this qissa and this person, his piety and his willingness to strive in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously they felt that envy, that Ya Allah, imagine if we can have that gift of having to fight in the path of Allah for 80 years and making salah for 80 years. How wonderful will it be? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Surah Al-Qadr. And in the surah, Allah gives the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the gift of Laylatul Qadr, in where if they dedicate their worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and search for Laylatul Qadr, as we mentioned in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, search it in the nights of Qadr, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, and if he reaches and he attains the night of Qadr, that person, says Rasul sallallahu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is as if he spent 80 years, better than 1,000 months, alfi shahr. It is better than 1,000 months, 83 years and 4 months. I think they say the correct, accurate calculation. Imagine for 83 years and 4 months you stand in worship to Allah. Imagine if for 20, 30 years you had the opportunity, you searched for the 10 nights for the night of Qadr and you found the night of Qadr and you dedicated yourself in the worship of Allah. What will be the reward of that person on the day of Qiyamah? What will be his reward by Allah? That's why they say that we the ummah with the shortest lifespan, but on the day of Qiyamah it will be like we have spent thousands or hundreds of years in worship because of the opportunities we take from Allah. Taking that moment and taking the opportunity Allah gives to us, like the night of Qadr, in worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the last two verses of Surah Al-Qadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentions some of the happenings of the night of Qadr. تتنزل عليهم تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. The angels in the spirit, meaning Jibreel alayhi salam, they come down, they descend to this dunya, says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with every matter, and as we've discussed last week, with every decree Allah has decreed for insan and for mankind. Well, that will happen for the previous year. They will come down with the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu narrated it, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, when in the night of Qadr occurs, Jibreel alayhi salam descends on the earth with a huge group of angels. Not only Jibreel, but a huge group of malaika. They come down and they pray and they dedicate themselves as now when we dedicate ourselves with the worship of Allah on the night of Qadr, these malaika, besides the fact that they're coming down with the command of Allah with every decreed matter, they come down to make specially dua for those engaged in ibadah on the night of Qadr. For those engaged in ibadah, this morning we mentioned a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that every person in this dunya, they have a reputation in the heavens. If they are famous, if the reputation in the heavens is good, the reputation in this dunya will be good. The reputation with the malaika. So imagine if your reputation with the malaika, and here this incident the ayah speaks about, when the malaika, the pure creation of Allah, they make dua for the worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They dedicate in the time into coming down to make dua for the person. And this happens at night of Qadr. And not only the night of Qadr, we find that I went through a few articles that were written, and I jotted down the most important and things that we regularly do, or that we can do if we want to earn the du'as of the malaika, like how the night of Qadr they come down. And the dua that the malaika makes for us is none other than Allahumma ighfir lahum warhamhum. Oh Allah, forgive them and have mercy for them. These are the du'as the malaika make. So the ulama has derived over 22, more than 20, over 30 some have narrated some ahadith of Rasulullah in how a person can attain the du'as of the malaika. I've mentioned the first, obviously this is narrated and taken from hadith. There's no time to discuss each hadith. But the first one, when we teach good to a other person, to a next person, we teach him something good of this deen, or something good of this, beneficial of this world, making dua for others. When we make dua for others, the malaika make dua for us in return. This is one of the ways we earn the du'as of the malaika if we make dua for others. Visiting the sick person. When we visit the sick person, the people is in the du'as of the malaika until they complete their visit. And then says, taken from the Rasul, hadith of Rasul Sallam, not only the sick person, but your fellow Muslim brother and sister, you visit them. For the pleasure of Allah, you attain and you earn the du'as of the malaika. Completing the recital of the Quran. In one narration it is mentioned, for the person who completes the recital of the Quran, if he completes the khatam in the morning, the malaika make dua the entire day for him. If he completes the khatam in the evening, the entire evening the malaika make dua for him. By completing the Quran, reciting certain adhkar in the morning, certain dhikrs in the morning, also sleeping with wudu, reciting du'as, or when coming to the masjid, ibadah. When we come to the masjid, not only we make salah, while we wait for the next salah, that's also the entire time while we're waiting, the malaika makes dua for us. Remaining in the spot of salah with wudu. When we finish our salah, we remain in the same spot, we engage in the dhikr and the tilawah of the Quran with wudu, earns the du'as of the malaika, standing on the right side of the saf. Many times you get the people from the left, they go to the right. So here we find hadith mentioned, those on the right, the malaika make special dua for them. That's why when the sunnah way of forming a saf, we start right from behind the imam, from the right and then to the left. Right? So if you can get the spot on the right side, then get the spot on the right side, you'll earn the du'as of the malaika. So see how it is, inshallah, there will be space left. Right? Not only standing on the left side, but standing in the first saf. Right? Encouragement to stand in the first saf. In this narration mentioned, the Rasul says, those in the first saf, they will get the earn the du'as of the malaika. So the Sahaba said, Rasulullah, what if the second saf? So Rasul said, the first saf, they will earn the dua. So he asked again, Ya Rasulullah, what about the second saf? So Rasulullah said, no, the first saf, they will earn the dua. So he asked again, Ya Rasulullah, what about the second saf? Okay, the second saf as well. So the first and the second saf of the masjid, Rasulullah says, they earn the du'as of the malaika. They can earn the dua of the malaika of maghfirah, forgiveness and rahmah for you. Partaking in suhoor in the morning when we fast. When during the fast of Ramadan, the entire day, not only the malaika, the entire creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, animal kingdom, plant, all of them make dua for the fasting person. When someone eats in the presence of one who's fasting, many times we fast, Mondays or Thursdays, a nafal fast, and someone offer you something, you say, no, I'm fasting. If that person eats in front of you, while he's eating, you get the du'as of the malaika. What was a beautiful point? You get the dua of the malaika. All taken from hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After making salam, sometimes you make salam to a person, but then the person don't reply your salam. You will get the reward for making salam, and when they don't reply, the malaika reply and they make dua for you. So don't feel bad. So many times you feel bad, say, oh, kyk eens my kant, hy groet my nie eens. No. Malaika is greeting and they making dua for Allah for forgiveness and rahmah for you. And also the giving charity, Malaika make dua for every morning when a person gives in the path of Allah. They make dua, Allah must forgive and grant barakah in your sustenance. When feeding the guests, they make dua for you. After sneezing and not receiving a reply for saying Alhamdulillah, that's also a common one. Alhamdulillah, someone says, no one say Alhamdulillah. So when no one say Yarhamukallah, be assured that the Malaika will say Yarhamukallah. They will make dua by Allah. So even when we are alone, this teaches us when we are alone, there's no one around us, it doesn't mean you mustn't say Alhamdulillah. When you sneeze, you say Alhamdulillah, the Malaika, Allah will appoint Malaika to make dua for you, return the dua. And the lastly, engaging in the dhikr of Allah. It's a form of earning the du'as of Allah. When the malaika, when verbally reciting salutations upon Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when reading and writing the salutations, also it's a means of the du'as of malaika descending and the malaika making du'a for us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maghfirah and forgiveness. So there's so many ways we can earn the du'as of the malaika. So many ways we can earn, and the reason why I mention this, because many times we see this now in our life. So the next time when you sneeze, there's no one you will remember. So the next time when you greet, there's no one you will remember the malaika. So the next time when someone offers you food and you're fasting, you will remember malaika making dua for me. So you won't break the fast. Don't use it as an excuse to break the to break the fast. The malaika is making dua for you. Right? So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enters the surah, Salamun hiya hatta matla'i al-fajr. Peace, it is until the emergence of dawn, meaning the night of Qadr, it is not specified only a certain portion of the night. But the night of Qadr starts from Maghrib until before Fajr. And that's why many of the ulama mention that we need to be careful when it comes to the night of Qadr. He say that many people, before the night of Qadr is set in, they lost the night of Qadr because they engage in sinful things after Maghrib, or so thinking that it is not the night of Qadr yet. So the night of Qadr, it enters the time of Maghrib and it ends the time of Fajr. It ends the time of Fajr. And the word Salamun stands for a complete sentence, meaning it is all peace. Right? Complete goodness, having no evil in it. It is and that's why one of the signs of Qadr is normally that they say it is a rastakhaan. But there's no wind, it is quiet, it is peaceful. That's one of the signs of Qadr that they normally look out for. And in PE, there's always been the last 10 days you'll find even in PE. Even in PE you'll find that quiet and peaceful night. Right? هي حتى مطلع الفجر. The concluding expression of the verse means that the blessings of night of Qadr are not restricted to any particular part of the night as I mentioned, but rather the entire night. Part of it we should dedicate in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we ask Allah to grant us the tawfiq and understanding, to make us of those who will every year for the month of Ramadan, make us of those who will reach and attain the night of Qadr. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان